Welcome to our talk show, a Foundation for Learning Success talk show, and I'm your host, Kimmoya. Now, last week we presented a scenario that we would really discuss on the talk show tonight, and we said that we're going to invite some, reflective practitioners to really help us to understand what's going on in the scenario with Peter. It's good to have you guys here, and let's get right into it. Now, as you can see on the screen, the scenario with Peter. So we're going to move right on to the assessment of the whole story. Let's have practitioner Akayla to really give us some insight into this.
So is a young professional in his early 30s, has been promoted a managerial position at Licorish Construction Company, a company experiencing a significant downturn. Despite his academic qualifications, Peter may face leadership challenges, lack of practical management experience, communication issues, and external factors contribute to the company's decline. To address these challenges, Peter should implement reflective and reflexive practices, foster a culture of continuous learning, and assesses his management style. Regular team meetings, reflective sessions, and professional development opportunities can help create an environment conducive to open communication and collective problem solving. This will ultimately contribute to the company's recovery. Thank you.
I totally agree with you, Akayla, especially with the external factors. But let's go on to the rationale for your assessment now. And here we'll have reflective practitioner, Mr. Licorish, and Ms. Pryce to really, put some meat on the bone for us. You can go right ahead.
Right, so my rationale for the situation. Peter is inexperienced, and his management style as an autocratic leader in performing his role in the Licorish company has contributed to internal challenges. All right, for example, interaction with his workers, lack of trust, and also inability to interact and form management team. Right? We can clearly see that he was unable to adapt to some other issues or challenges. An example, increase in the market price and increase in the market competition. All right. He was also unable to make strategic decisions that would actually help in terms of the effectiveness of his company. That will actually lead to growth and development of his country.
In addition to what Kelvin said, Peter can become a better leader by embracing reflection and learning from his experiences. Experimental learning theory highlights the importance of acting, reflecting, planning, and trying again. SCON emphasizes adjusting in the moment of reflecting afterward, while Managerial encourages Peter to question his assumptions, like relying too much on authority, and adopt a more open, collaborative approach. To apply these ideas, Peter could keep a leadership journal with team feedback sessions, use tools like SWOT analysis to guide decision-making, seek mentorship or leadership training by committing to reflection and continuous learning. Peter can also benefit greatly from strengthening his leadership and rebuilding team morale and guide Licorish Construction Company back to success.
That's
Thank you.
Thank you guys for elaborating. And I see you mentioned something about some reflective practices. I'm dying to know more about those practices. So moving on to the next slide I that talks about cultural, social, emotional, and economic assumption factors. Let us see if this is going to lead to the success or the failure of Peter. Now we move on to our next reflective practitioner. You can start your discussion here.
Values, beliefs, customs, language, and social norms create a unique environment beneficial or detrimental to practice mission. Various cultures assess risk differently, either encouraging spontaneous research or holding in high regard stability and tradition. Also, such cultural values have an impact on work ethics, with some placing great emphasis on matters such as steadfast commitment and resilience. Therefore, an understanding of these cultural attitudes will give Peter an insight into navigating adversity and setbacks. Cultural views towards failure also shape Peter's behavior. In cultures that treat failure as a learning opportunity, PATA is more likely to take risks and cope with setbacks, while in cultures where failure is seen as a disgrace, innovation and decision-making may be condemned. Collaborating with diverse cultural influences is crucial in a multicultural setting. Cultural intellect and awareness can enhance communication, build relationships, and overall success. In PATA's scenario, cultural factors must be recognized and understood to drive success. PATA must be familiar with these cultural factors to leverage them and open opportunities for profitable activities. Social factors have a strong influence on consumer behavior and market dynamics. Demographic patterns, cultural trends, lifestyle choices, and educational levels can affect the demand for products and services, marketing approaches, and the regulatory environment. To explain, the growing awareness of health problems has increased the demand for organic food products, while the traditional entertainment business has undergone transformation due to development of digital data. With increased consumerism, consumer activism has pushed companies into social responsibility and transparency, as more and more consumers now base their purchasing decisions on companies' ethical stance. These social factors can be analyzed by PATA to correctly anticipate any change in consumer behavior and readjust its strategies.
So according to Kentish & Co., emotion plays a large part underneath an individual worker's professional fronts. Leaders can create strong teams if they employ skills such as self-awareness, empathy, and motivation. Emotional intelligence contributes to a business success through growth, sustainability, customer satisfaction, and net profits. By Peter being emotionally intelligent, this can help his construction business to manage their brand reputation by responding in an empathetic manner. This can be achieved by being proactive and addressing customer concerns, which in turn will prevent negative reviews. When customers are satisfied, this improves their brand reputation, allowing more customers to support them, increasing his net profits. If PATA uses emotional intelligence at the workplace, it will enable his employees to embrace change, generate new ideas, and work collaboratively to implement solutions. Conversely, having low emotional intelligence in leadership can lead to a toxic work environment, causing employee dissatisfaction and high turnover rates. Economic conditions such as inflation and interest rates directly affect consumer behavior and business operation. Inflation and high interest rates can impact consumer purchasing power when prices rise. Consumers have less disposable income, leading to reduced spending on goods and services. This can affect businesses that rely on consumer spending. So in terms of inflation and interest rates, PATA can shop around for the best price for its building materials and equipment, offer second-hand products and unwanted equipment to other businesses for affordable prices. This cuts down on unnecessary waste while increasing its profit margins. He can lastly inform customers in advance of pricing increases so he doesn't lose his loyal customers.
Yeah, that is some interesting
thank you so much.
Thank you for that, Miss Moona. So we're moving on to our last point here, and this will really dive into the practices that they had mentioned before.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you so much, Kimmoya, for having us here tonight. We'd really like to help Patter with his situation and get his company up and running again. So the first thing I would recommend for Patter is to do some reflective practices. There are many psychologists and philosophers such as David A. Kopp, right? He wrote a book called Differential Learning, Experience as a Source of Learning and Development, right? So it really has 4 stages, which is 1, experiencing, reflecting 2, conceptualizing 3, and 4, applying. So using that reflective, practice, Peter can learn from his challenges like declining profits, and create strategies to improve efficiency and teamwork within his company. Another thing too that he can implement is effective communication. Organize regular team meetings, allow his employees to share ideas, and encouraging feedback and open discussions also strengthens your teamwork. Involving employees in key decision-making boosts motivation and in turn their productivity. Another thing Peter can do is do some strategic decision-making. Adopting a strategy by analyzing market trends, looking at their competitors, or even internal efficiencies, and tackle his issues, right? So with all of this, by integrating his reflective learning, effective communication, and strategic decision-making, Peter can enhance his leadership skills and in turn boost his company profits, fostering that success for his company. So we all wish Peter the best. I hope he really took some insights into what we've said tonight. And Peter, if you're listening, you can do this.
Yeah, we thank you so very much. My audience and I benefited so much from this information that you guys have really provided. And I've never thought about any reflective practices. So if there's anybody out there that's in Peter's situation, I hope that you learned so much from this information that was presented on us. Thank you.